Okay, I think it's recording.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm so excited to talk to you today. My name is Laney Smith from Salesforce here to talk to you.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jack Weatherby.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you. Your assistant Shelly reached out to me to kind of set up this meeting, so I'm so excited to finally have the chance to kind of go over everything that you've been thinking about. Just wanted to confirm, is 20 minutes still all right for you?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, perfect. So to kind of start with, I just wanted to go over a few agenda items. Let me know if there's anything else you want to add to the agenda, and then we can get started. So I kind of wanted to start today with kind of a few things that, after talking to just different sales rep and managers, have kind of been bothering them to see if we can come up with solutions together. So kind of on the agenda, the first thing I wanted to talk about was incorrect client and customer billings. Also wanted to talk about out of stock situations. And then finally, just an overall sense of miscommunication between distribution centers, management, and specific retail stores. Does all that sound good to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the agenda before we got started?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and get started then. So the first thing that I said earlier that I want to talk about is incorrect client and customer billings. So when I talked to Miranda at your Sandy Springs distribution center, and one of the big things she was talking about is that she's had a lot of relationships with clients get ruined due to um, getting either underbilled, overbilled, or not billed at all, and kind of having that sense of miscommunication between clients and the distribution center. Is that something from a management point of view that you've also been noticing?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely an issue that we could probably address.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of going off of that, what Miranda said was that a lot of customers are getting underbilled for these services, like if they're buying copiers and they're only getting charged for two instead of three. And then that leads to representatives having to go back to them and say, hey, I'm so sorry, we accidentally undervalued or charged you for the wrong amount, and then asking for an increased amount in the next invoice. She said, as a result of that, a lot of clients are losing trust and kind of looking at competitors in a new light to see if maybe that's a better solution for them, and just kind of leading to a distrust between clients, which is wasting both the client's time as well as your sales representative's times and your IT time as well. Is that something that you agree with?
Yeah, I would say that's kind of along the lines. Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that you guys are actively trying to fix right now, correct?
Yes, yes. I must say too, you seem very young to be presenting such a big problem like this.
Yes, I actually get that question a lot. I've actually been working for Salesforce for about 4 years now, and I manage 5 out of the 8 largest portfolios. So I definitely have a lot of experience. And after talking to past clients, they're happy to give you any recommendations if you'd like to hear it.
Oh wow, that's very impressive. Good for you.
Thank you. So that's the first agenda item. Is there anything else you had to say about that one?
No, it sounds good.
Okay, great. So the second agenda item I wanted to go over was your out of stock situations. This was mostly affecting a lot of your 8 retail stores, mostly in the large sale items such as printers and copiers, and less so in the smaller office supplies category, kind of like your printers, your faxes, things like that. Is that an issue that you have noticed?
Yeah, we've definitely had some supply chain issues with the more expensive products.
Mhm. Yeah, so I was talking to Bill at one of your Sandy Springs locations, and he was saying that a lot of times, again, you're having the same issue where you're trying to get new clients or you're trying to replenish supplies for existing clients, and they're trying to repurchase items and they're no longer available, or they just cannot get them in a timely manner, which is leading them to go to different competitors like Office Depot or Office Max. From a management point of view, is that an issue that you guys are very concerned with and something that you guys are trying to fix?
Yeah, I would say that that is definitely a concern. Losing our customers to competition. We always want to make sure that we don't, have that happen. So yeah, I would say that's a concern for us.
Okay. So you guys have, let me just make sure I have this right, 8 stores currently, retail stores.
Yes.
Okay. So when I was talking to all of the different retail stores, they each kind of were experiencing this on different scales. Obviously, your 2 Atlanta locations are a little larger, so they were experiencing it on a slightly larger scale than maybe the Macon retail store. But when I kind of added them all up and averaged it together, and it was about 750K on average that you were losing. Does that seem like a number in the right ballpark?
Yeah, I mean, that seems correct.
Okay, so with the 8 stores, 750K, that's about $6 million per year that you're losing just in lost cost and losing customer relationships. Is there anything else about that agenda item that you wanted to talk about or kind of figure out more solutions to fix that one?
Well, so I kind of just wonder, how much would all of this implementation cost?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure out the full scope of the solutions that we together need to work towards. So I don't think I can give you quite a number yet, but if we continue on through the agenda, I can get a more accurate numbers that I can give you the best products and tools to be able to serve your needs.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, the first agenda item was the incorrect client and customer billings, which is averaging about $3 million in lost sales. And then your second one is your out of stock situations, which is averaging about $6 million. So you're already at about $9 million annually in lost revenue. And then the final agenda item, therefore, that I wanted to talk about was overall miscommunication. I kind of heard this from everyone I talked to, even just like sales representatives, managers, as well as distribution center employees. On a higher scale, CEO point of view, is that something that you've kind of noticed has been kind of creating issues?
Yeah, I think we definitely lack communication in certain aspects of the business, especially among departments. So I think that is definitely an issue that could be addressed.
Perfect. Yeah. Um, a lot of the times when I was talking to different sales representatives, a lot of them said they weren't kind of sure which product was necessarily theirs, versus which product was someone else's. So they kind of weren't going after new business because they thought someone else was already going after that business, which kind of resulted in no one at all going after that business and just kind of a loss of a sale overall because no one was establishing that path to be able to gain that new relationship. From your point of view, is there any other senses of miscommunication that are very major that need to be addressed?
Well, from my point of view, I don't think I'm exactly aware to the full depth of the miscommunication, but I'm definitely aware that we could probably have a better means or way of communicating across departments and
Mhm.
stores and locations better. So
Do you think it's easy from CEO point of view, is it easy for management to be able to talk to both distribution centers and retail stores, or do you think there's kind of that disconnect between the two?
um I would say between like each individual, like between the stores and the distribution center, from the management's point of view, they have a pretty decent communication themselves, but between the distribution centers and the retail stores, there's definitely a rift there.
Okay.
So I think that it could definitely be improved, those channels of communication.
Okay, gotcha. So that's definitely another problem that we want to accurately address together. Okay, so I think when I kind of figured that out, sorry, do you mind if I take a little bit of notes?
That's fine.
Perfect. Kind of going over all of that. That last one, I think just overall, not going after new clients due to the miscommunication. After talking to some people, some different sales representatives, they kind of averaged that probably the overall cost is another $3 million annually. So I'm just going to write that down. Okay, so as you can see here, we have about 3 million for the first agenda item, which was incorrect client and customer billings. Out of stock situations led to another $6 million lost in annual revenue, as well as the final overall miscommunication and not going after new leads is leading to $3 million. So overall, I would say that the problems that you are currently addressing are leading to an overall cost of $12 million. Does that seem like an accurate number to you and a number that you're actively trying to fix?
Yeah, that seems fair. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So next, what I'm going to talk about is how together we can kind of work on fixing these solutions and moving forward so that we're no longer resulting in $12 million getting lost every single year. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, we're going to go through each of the problems that we identified together earlier. And then once we're going to go through how my software, the CRM software through Salesforce, can kind of fix those issues and lead to a lot of increased revenue in your future. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, like we said earlier, incorrect client customer billings is resulting in about $3 million in lost revenue every year. And we want to fix that. And Salesforce actually has a really cool program called force.com, which has an built-in app store that kind of allows you to get any software program you'd like, any development you'd like, or any programming that you currently don't have that you'd like implemented into the CRM programming, which is a really cool thing and really allows you to be able to, specifically figure out your specific client's needs and your specific overall business needs. And then we can, from there, accurately fix them rather than just doing a big, broad scale of things. We can get it very specific. So I think in the case of incorrect client customer billings, the best thing that we can do is implement one of our billing programming to be able to track throughout each process exactly how much is being charged, how much is being bought, and then to be able to track it through from the distribution center to the retail center, then all the way to the client. Having that 3-step program getting signed off by the sales manager at each step of the way, I think would lead to making sure that nothing is lost in communication throughout the way. And it'll track all of the inventory sold, as well as ensuring that the correct price is matched up with that. Does that sound like a good idea for you?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a good solution.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else that you think from that wouldn't be fixed?
No, it sounds like it addresses the problem pretty well.
Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead then and move on to the next problem, which was the out of stock situations, which was leading to your overall $6 million lost revenue every year. So another really cool program that Salesforce has is called Quote Management. The quote management software allows you to forecast and track productivity between products, which I think is really going to help during this uncertain times with supply chain management. A lot of times we don't really know what's coming next. So this software allows you to be able to predict how much of each product is going to get sold based on past numbers as well as future trends, and be able to track accurately how much is getting sold across each store at different times, to be able to allow your management to be able to know when to put in the next order to be able to get it once you need it. And so you won't run into that out of stock situation because the programming will always be one step ahead. Does that sound like it would be kind of fix the issue for you and lead to a better solution?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we definitely would want to address that, and that sounds like it does.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, so that one is a really easy way. It just very accurately leads to a lot less work and a lot less guesswork for your management by just having the software program that does it all for you. So finally, we're going to talk about one more thing we can help you fix with, and that's the overall miscommunication. Kind of like you said, you do have strong communication between departments and all that, but like overall, you still kind of have those mismatches where things aren't lining up, which is where we have our third really cool program called Chatter. Now, let me know if you think this would work for your company. But what Chatter does is it is kind of almost like a in chat, like a programming system where you can communicate at all times with other people. It allows you to work with people on your own team, within your own store, within your own department, whatever you need, as well as people in different stores, different distribution centers, and HQ, kind of allowing you to have that open communication source with anyone you need in real time. It allows you to choose which products you, which projects you want to actively work on, and as well as you can just see which other projects are going on, as well as joining the ones you are specifically involved in so that you can ensure each step is being done the correct way. It's a very easy way just to be able to have that open communication, that easy line of being able to talk as it's happening rather than send an email after everything is already done. Does that sound like it would work for you guys' company and each of your different levels?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it's like real-time communication and is seems like much more efficient than the system we have in place. So
Perfect. And it's also kind of cool because it also has that great business sense, but it also just allows you to, meet new people through the company and just kind of have that entertaining aspect as well. So yeah, those are kind of the big solutions we have to fix your $12 million in lost revenue. So now that we have all of that and that all sounds good to you, all the solutions, is there any other solutions that you don't think we've accurately addressed?
no, it seems like you've addressed solutions to each of these problems pretty
Okay.
well.
Okay, great. So next we're going to talk about cost then. So currently what we have is each license costs about $1,500. So for your 8 retail stores, we think with the number of employees you have, that it would make sense to do about 12 licenses per store. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool. So we have that $1,500 per license. With the 12 licenses and the 8 stores, that's going to come out to about $144,000. Then kind of going off of that, since you guys are adding the 3 new stores in the future, we kind of account for that as well. And it would be total with the new stores about $198,000 for the retail stores. Then we're going to go ahead and move into the distribution centers. Because you have more employees at distribution centers, we think it would make more sense to have 12 licenses at those. Does that number work for you guys?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. So if we have those 20 licenses at the 3 distribution centers plus the new one, so 4 total, that's going to be about $120,000. So total, that is going to be $318,000. Plus, we do charge a $20,000 implementation cost for the very first implementation. So plus that 20,000, the total is going to be $338,000. You can see the math right there. Does that number make sense to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think accurately, if we do these costs, this will address your issues. And I think, as you can see, it is a very cost-effective way of solving the issues that we uncovered together.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are you thinking for next steps? I would love to talk to you again, or if you happen to be ready, I would love to go ahead and come and go ahead and start thinking about next steps.
Well, I'm not exactly ready to reach an agreement today, but I think we should meet again next week and we can discuss further steps from there because I need to meet with my management team and discuss what we've talked about here today. But I'm definitely very interested in the solutions you're offering.
Amazing. So would the best way to reach out to you be to talk to your assistant, Shelly?
Yeah, yeah.
Great. So I will reach out to Shelly then. And I had an absolute wonderful time talking to you. I went ahead and emailed you all of my contact information, as well as just a meeting notes of everything we talked about. I look forward to talking to your assistant soon and talking to you after that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.